Hey everyone, it's Mark from Silence Tech, and I've got my hands on a shiny new RTX 2060 from Nvidia to test. There always seems to be one GPU in every lineup that offers fantastic value for money. With other touring cards being rather expensive, can the 2060 be crowned the best price to performance card ever made? Okay everyone, the RTX 2060 has just been released from Nvidia, priced at $349 US and 329 UK pounds. While that is a fair increase in price over the previous generation, it will keep up with cards a tier higher and then some from the previous generation Pascal. The card comes packed with an impressive 6GB of GDDR6 video memory, 1920 CUDA cores, which is a big step up from the 1060's 1280. Plus they've also added 240 tensor cores and 30 RT cores for ray tracing and DLSS. The 2060 is on another level compared to its predecessor. Taking a quick look over the card, much like the 1060, you'll notice there's no SLI connector, NVLink or otherwise. Personally, I agree with this decision, as it would be a much better option for someone to upgrade to a more powerful single card rather than pairing two of these together. For power, all it needs is a single 8-pin, and the connector is off to the side, leaving the card looking extremely clean overall. The backplate is unobtrusive with just the 2060 logo in the middle, and underneath Nvidia have ditched the blower style cooler and opted for a dual fan design featuring 13 blades. Overall the card is extremely quiet under full load. Overclocking the card does a good job of hitting the 2K promised land on the core and the memory. Using MSI Afterburner, I managed to add plus 75 to the core, totaling 2070 MHz, and 1K on the memory, totaling 2000 MHz. Overall, power consumption never hit above 162 watts. A 500 watt power supply is more than enough for this card and your whole system. Considering the 2060 is a mid-range card, I was interested to see how it will perform with ray tracing on Battlefield 5. Performance has improved dramatically since the latest update from DICE, and it's set to improve even further. Sure, there's still a noticeable hit when DXR is enabled, but it's a far better experience now. With the 2080 Ti, for example, when ray tracing off, I was able to hit 110 FPS average, and with ray tracing enabled, it brought my FPS down to 75 FPS, and that's at 2560 by 1440 with all my in-game settings at ultra. Switching to the 2060, on the other hand, tested at 1080p ultra settings, I was hitting 95 FPS and around 60 with ray tracing turned on. Performance is set to increase with DLSS increasing performance to that similar if ray tracing wasn't even turned on, and I can't wait to actually try ray tracing soon with little to no performance impact, as I do find the drops in FPS too much to bear for the enhancements ray tracing brings currently. Anyway, let's jump into some benchmarks now to find out how well the 2060 performs, and can it become the new price to performance king, knocking out cards like the 1070 and 1070 Ti. So the 2060 is definitely the new king regarding price to performance, beating out even a 1070 Ti in most cases, and that's quite a bit more expensive than the 2060's asking price. If you're on the fence about upgrading your older Pascal card, I can highly recommend the 2060 right now, and it's good to see Nvidia returning to form and providing cards that offer great performance at reasonable prices, although I must say the 2060 is far from cheap. The huge price increase was a bitter pill to swallow on the 2080 Ti and 2080 cards. If the 2060 was released at the same time, it would have made a lot more sense. Nvidia's RTX 2060 is basically a Pascal 1070, not in performance as it far exceeds it, but in value for money, and it's a real shame it wasn't announced at launch. Anyway guys, my name's Mark from Silence Tech, and I really hope you've enjoyed this review and showcasing the 2060 from Nvidia. I shall see you real soon. Goodbye.